Imeanza.
Hello, hello, hello. Kindly. Can you hear me? Yeah, Dennis Otiso. Can you hear me? Okay. What I'm saying, yeah, but all the same, kindly. Hello. Yes. Umetuma kwa WhatsApp. Yeah, let me share. Excuse me, I can hear you. As we were trying to troubleshoot the YouTube channel, which was not connecting, the link changed. My soldiers on the ground. I'm sharing it right now. Already it's in your group WhatsApp. Please, someone, keep saying. Kindly share that YouTube channel, that YouTube link. The earlier one becomes null and void. And share that information with the class. And all the class reps in this. I can see some of you have already signed. Share that link, please. Share that new link that I've just sent. Ignore the earlier link for those of you. And please, those of you can hear me. Once it is shared, continue sharing with your friends so that they can join using YouTube. You understand this is technology. Any slight adjustment you make, they send a new link. And I'm not in control of this. Let's share this link so that our colleagues can join. The numbers are still very low. I'm waiting for them on YouTube. I can see you're getting me. Victor, once you get Nanisi, once you get that link, share it with a friend. So that that friend can share it with a friend and that friend can share it with a friend. Dennis Wafula, what are you getting? What, right? Can you just ask your question instead of saying I'm not getting it right? What is it that you're not getting it right? BSC group and EDG group, I can see you're still joining with your, you're still sending your registration numbers in the public chat. I said as you join with your official name and registration number as it is in the portal, not on the public chat. I changed that instruction. And I'm very sure Salesio communicated that information to you. Salesio, are you in the house? Whoever manages to connect with YouTube, kindly let me know that I'm audible on YouTube. the what? Share that, the what and company. Kindly share that YouTube link. My foot soldiers where are you? Can I get you? Calvin Siwo, Kipsang Sydney, Kololi Timothy, Mwenda Salesio, Joroge, Sheila Ator. I don't know who is this Dr. Tony, but I'll still get you. Captain Sparrow, I said you sent me your official name. Frank, I don't know, Maria Mike, your official names, please. Maria is someone. Share that link. I'm waiting for more people to join. It's already 6 minutes past the hour. Joka, mbona peke yako ndio unashinda na nini na microphone? YouTube, can someone type? If you're on YouTube and you can get me, someone type, I'm on YouTube. I want to get that. Victor na Miss, are you on YouTube or you're on internet? Wameingia YouTube. Already washaingia? Yeah. So I can move on. Wacha tuangoje kidogo. Actually, I hope I'm not inconveniencing you. I'm aware that YouTube is working. Already, I have over 20 students on the other end. I'm waiting for you to join, please, on YouTube. The number is still low. I can see I have about 160. Am I what? Yeah. Not those are. Someone on YouTube, can you hear me? I'm waiting for someone on YouTube to take on the public chat that I'm audible enough. I'm giving you up to 1/4 past so that we can begin the lecture. Kindly. This marks our introductory lecture to EMP401. But remember, I've already shared a lot of information through other forums. Keruyet Evans, yes, madam. Are you on Kenneth or you are on YouTube? Yes, sir. Are you on YouTube or you're on Kenneth? I'm saying someone on YouTube, please. Am I audible enough? Someone on YouTube. Joseph Keter, where are you? You know, anytime you say yes, madam, yes, I can't get to know because personally I'm on Kenneth. Someone on YouTube, can you please type? And I hope we have shared the link, the new link. Please continue sharing that link. Unless you share it, then we'll not get enough participants. 1/4 past, I'm beginning the class. Yes, Kenneth is very clear. I know. How about YouTube? Is YouTube clear? Who is on YouTube? Kwani watu wa YouTube mnafanya nini? Mnapika omena? Maloba Ogeri, I said your registration number, no. This is another error you're making. Please, I don't need registration numbers in the public on the public chat, please. Make sure registration numbers you entered with you logged in with your registration number and your name. That was the instruction. The instruction is log in with your registration number as you log in. YouTube is okay. Festus Kiprono, I can see you. That is good. So we are good to go, as Kiprono says it. But the numbers. Kiprono, can you share that link? Can you share the new link? Get to understand that with technology, sometimes you're not in control. The link has just changed as we tried to troubleshoot it. So share that link, please, someone. Continue sharing that link. We are waiting for more participants on YouTube. Only 4 minutes. And remember, I have your register. I sent you a sample yesterday so that you can get to know that it is a class like any other, only that this time I'm not coming. YouTube wamefika wangapi? Basi ni wachache. Kwani hawanisikii watu wa YouTube? Mi bado. Unaona hawa wenye wako hapa? Nikiwaongelesha ndio watashare because the class reps are only about 8. So nikiwaambia hapa ndio watashare. Sababu hapa ni wengi, unaelewa? Yes. The class reps are just about 8. Hata nimeona wengine hawajaingia the class reps. Yeah. Oboro, don't share your camera, please. I'm the only one allowed to share my camera. Oboro, stop sharing your camera. Where are you? I block you. Okay, meanwhile, I'm waiting for more to join the YouTube. Those of you who have managed to get the link, kindly share it.
And
You did the Monty. I can see you're being. YouTube. Those on YouTube. Those on YouTube, kindly share the link that you used to join. Exit just for a minute and share the link, kindly. Hello, wameongezeka.
reduce.
Why? Sasa tufanye wa YouTube
Mute mic
yangu.
Excuse me. We are not getting you. Excuse me, it's mute. We are not getting you.
We are not getting you.
Hey, madam. We can't get you. It's mute on your side.
Unmute yourself, madam.
We can't hear you.
Unmute yourself, madam. We can't get you. You are muted, Daktari. Just unmute yourself.
Hey, madam. Can you please unmute yourself? We are only seeing your lips move. We can't hear you.
Hello.
Please unmute yourself.
We are not hearing you.
On YouTube.
Yes. We can't hear you.
We madam hatukusikie.
Yes, you are making a lot of noise. I can't. Now, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes.
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 Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
We can hear you now.
Okay, Alvin Mugo. I don't know, Joseph, someone. Yeah, can you, your microphones, please. I won't be able to.
Now unmute.
Let me lock this student. Guruna, I won't be able to teach unless let me just lock you, all of you. Hey. Share webcams, yeah. Anyway, can I begin the class now? I want to begin the class. So this is environmental education, EMP410. And my name is Dr. Damari Saleh from the Department of Geography and Environmental Studies. I can hear, there's a lot of echo. Let me reduce this echo, please. Is there echo on your side? Now, can you get me? Can you get me? Someone, Dennis Otino, you go to the university Wi-Fi, please. Can I begin the lecture? So, meanwhile, as you heard, my name is Dr. Damari Saleh from the Department of Geography and Environmental Studies. That is in the School of Arts and Social Sciences. Initially, we were based at the School of Education as up to this year, February, and with the current harmonization at the university. There's a lot of echo. Nikitumia earphone, kama niongee. Sawa. So as I was saying, we were moved from the School of Education. So currently, yes, yes. Why YouTube? Sijajimute nini? Sijajimute. Na saa sawa. For those on Kenneth, you're I understand I'm clear, but for those on YouTube, I understand I'm not audible. So I'm trying to get my technical team to make me audible. Today is just an introduction lecture I'm not audible on YouTube. Namona waniski? Ama ni wewe umenimute huko? Wanasema hawanisikii. Kindly we need your nini now clear. Okay, sawa. They are saying I'm now clear. Wacha niongee to this thing hainisaidii.
Niseme hata amepotea.
Amepotea. Atukusikia.
So that's technical itch. So on can we move on? Today I just wanted to make
Mpaka niende jinga.
from from MIDG, from TED, and from BSE. I hope I'm clear about that. Just that. So to begin this lecture, so please don't share my links to other groups. I don't want to see BNE here. I don't want to see ED here. Only group 2. I don't need to see group 1 and group 3 here. This is only group 2, but overall, I'm the overall coordinator of EMP401. As you can see from the documents that I've been sharing, I've countersigned them. In case of any problem, you can still tell your colleagues. After all, they have my number is right in those documents that I share, so they can contact me. But meanwhile, what I'm saying is, what is the problem? YouTube, am I okay? YouTube, am I okay? So let me move on. I can hear some echo. I don't know what's happening. Kindly, my technical team from Kenneth, can you serve me? Can you try to serve me, please? So basically what I'm saying, we'll be co-teaching this class with my colleague Kiplagat, but I'm starting you off. And so for a start, I want to go through the course outline that was shared to you. Yeah, I can see I'm okay on YouTube. So I'm saying that I'll be co-sharing this course with Kiplagat, who also doubles up as the HOD department, GES Department School of Arts. So you know where to get your marks. You know where to get your marks just in case you lose your marks. Don't go to School of Education, please. We are servicing you from School of Arts and Social Sciences, Department of Geography and Environmental Studies. Now, can I begin? I want to get the course outline as sent to you. The course outline, get it, please. But meanwhile, from the course outline, you can see that we'll be sharing with you 8 topics. 8 topics. The 8 topics, one being the introduction, which had already sent to you. Yeah, I can see I'm okay on it. And the other one being, topic 2, I'm yet to get my soft copy. Just a minute, please, Tim. Oh, yes, here I am. I'm able to get it. I'd also sent the guideline for your Cat 1. I hope you've received it. I've already sent notes for topic 1 and topic 2. Yeah, now I'm on. Yeah, about the topics. Kindly, I'm saying we have that first topic, that is environmental education perspectives. And you can see that under that we are going to define the concepts. What is environment? What is environmental education? Then we look at the goals and objectives, the guiding principles, and we look at the history of the development of environmental studies. Then again, we'll move to topic 2, which is the teaching of environmental education. Teaching of environmental education in and outside the class. As teachers, we know what the concepts that we apply in teaching our students, so that this shouldn't be a problem, please, with you people. In fact, this you can read on your own. And you, if there are any issues, then you can raise them up, please. Under topic 3, we look at the ecological concepts of environmental education, under which we look at the definitions of what is ecology, and we'll also define what is ecosystem. I've lost my just a minute. I press my mini again. You people are chatting a lot on my WhatsApp, so I'm losing. As I try to read. Please, if you have to chat in the public chat. For both of you, I can view you. I can see you on YouTube. I can see. Don't chat me directly. Kindly, I'm losing I'm trying to press my mini from my course outline, and anytime I'm trying to do it, and message gets in, disrupts me. So the course outline, once more, which I had already shared. Essential ecological knowledge of environmental education. Look at the definition of concepts, things like ecology, ecosystem, and all that, community, and all that, ecological community. Then we'll look at restoration ecology and ecosystems management, together with the principles, together with the challenges that we face as Kenya in managing our ecosystems. After that, we'll go to topic 4, which will be on environment and sustainable development. By now, you should be aware of that term, sustainable development. It is the term of the 21st century. And we'll look at what is sustainable development with regard to environmental issues. We will also look at the dimensions of the sustainable development. And under that, we'll finish up by looking at the green concept. We look at the green concept and how we can enhance it. Then under topic 5, in fact, the Nimboga, human, but they insist that it must be in the curriculum. So human, population, settlement, and then environment. Just looking at the population, the types of settlement. Definitely, there are 2 types of settlements. It's either you're in an urban setup or you're in a rural setup, just that. But we also have the special setup, which is the slums. So you either live in a rural environment, a rural settlement, an urban settlement, or in a slum, which is a special kind of settlement. And that one in Imboga. In fact, for group 2, we are very sharp students. I know most of you are A material, you only missed out on other courses. So some of these things you can just read on your own. What do you need to be taught about family planning? Sure. Then environment and human health. Under environment and human health, we look at pollutants and their sources in the environment. Then we'll also look at how they interact, how they interact in the human body, and their toxicity. It's a very brief topic. Let it not scare you for those of us who are studying Kiswahili history. Very brief. And then we look at waste management, because it's very key to the safety of the environment, before we end up looking at the occupational health and safety under topic 6. Under topic 6, environment and human health. If you look at the current COVID-19 pandemic, occupational health and safety is key. Like what I'm doing now, you can see we are isolating ourselves. We are not in a lecture hall. So it is pertinent that we know how we can keep ourselves safe in our places of work, occupation. Then I'll also move to topic 7, which is emerging global environmental issues, under which we look at things to do with climate change or global warming. Climate change and global warming. Climate change is key again, you must be hearing every time we're talking of development, we have to link it with climate change. Why is the climate changing? What is the human? Or what are the anthropogenic factors that are leading to the climate change? And how can we control them? How can we mitigate them? And even if we don't mitigate them, then how can we adapt to the climate change once we find ourselves in it? Then, under topic, that is our topic 7, yes, our under topic. If there's any question, kindly, the public chats are on. You can ask, of which I don't think so far there's any question to ask. What to YouTube? You are typing a lot, and I said don't. Yeah, you are really typing a lot. Please, I hope you're listening to me. Those on YouTube. So meanwhile, we'll end up by looking at environmental management and stewardship. After learning all those concepts, we've learned the ecology. We've learned how to teach environmental education, both in the formal and the informal sector. The formal and the informal sector. We've looked at sustainable development. How do we manage the environment? And that is why we look at the legal framework. Things like NEMA, the National Environment Management Authority, and the acts that formed it. That is the implementing body when it comes to environment. We'll also look at the environmental management process. When it comes to the environment, how do we manage it? This should not scare you. This is management, whether you are doing it, in fact, in 411, where you are involved in a lot of management concepts. Management is a management. So you can even borrow from whatever you're learning from other courses. Environment is managed like just any other entity. So unless there's a question, those will be our 8 topics on this course. We'll be sharing with my colleague, but once I'll be exiting, I'll be informing you. But I'm the main man on the ground. I'm the main person on the ground. In case of any issues, remember, I'm also coordinating all the other groups from where I sit. So how do I get my marks? At the end of the day, I don't care whether you are called Masi Odieki, I'm Alvin Mugo. I don't care whether you are called Aguano or Bino. That is not important to me. In fact, you should be aware that when we are uploading your marks, we don't even see your name. Kipsang Sydney, I'll only see your name in your card. Once I'm uploading, I don't care about your name. All I want to see is your registration number. I hope I'm clear about that. So make sure in every assignment that you submit, Sebastian, you meet me. All these people, Abugu, Desmond, Kirui, Nyabuto, all these people, please make sure, most important, make sure you capture your registration number well. That is the most important. You'd rather misspell your name because your name, I can get it from the portal. But once you write your registration number wrong, be it in any assignment, be it in the final paper, trust me, you'll lose your marks in the portal. So make sure as you submit any assignment, the group leaders, make sure that the names are well captured. For the last group, I had a lot of problems. I was managing the Cat 1 with my colleague, the group assignment, and I had a lot of problems. Some of you are just submitting, okay, then I didn't have the EDG group, I had the EDN group. So you can see a whole assignment being submitted under EDN. Yet some of them are EDS. So that is why I'm saying stick to your cohort. If you are EDS, make sure your group members are all EDS. If you are EDG, make sure all your group members are EDH. If you are whatever, BSE, frankly, all of you, and that is the rule. That is the first rule. You join another group, you're penalized. In fact, I won't upload your marks, to be honest, because it gave me a lot of problems. I have a lot of issues even right now. I'm solving. Someone having joined another group, the number, his her registration number overlaps with that another one in the same group. So it gives me a lot of problems. And remember, these are 4 groups in one, for group 2. So for the assessment, So that group cut that I gave you, you should be appreciating that I gave you all the research topics. You can imagine sitting down and coming up with all those one topics, because I felt like we are not meeting physically, and we were wasting a lot of time. We were going to come up with the topics, because some of you would have come up with the same topics, for several groups. I gave you all the topics, and as I said yesterday, the message didn't get faintly. If the message didn't get, I said, I remember I assigned the numbers. If I gave you number 1 to number 11, for instance, stick to those topics. As I enter your math, I'll be very keen. I am not going to accept any topics being repeated. So the group reps ensure that this is done. Someone on Kenneth, I'm asking you're okay. Can you type back? So I'm asking that you retain your groups as you form them, please. And retain your cohorts, kindly. So for group 2, yeah, thank you. I can see I'm okay. Let me go to YouTube. What basically I'm saying is let's not mix up marks here. And if you cooperate, I'll be very grateful. And kindly spread this gospel that this is the way to go. With COVID-19, you're much safer with online teaching, unlike with physical teaching. So let's move on now. Having introduced my course outline, 20 marks for the cut. 20 marks for the cut, please. The group cut, and 10 marks for the individual cut. So for the individual cut, I am yet to decide for the group cut. Once you are done, and remember this is 20 marks at stake. Maybe I must have, if just in case I forgot to include the number of pages, there should be a minimum of 10 pages. These are research paper whereby you are supposed to argue for and against in the main body. I don't want a repeat of 499. I'm sure all of you are taking EDU 499. I don't want a research project. I want a research paper. And by the research paper, look at the guideline that I sent. I only need some introduction. And introduction, remember we started global, environment is global. Then local. Then come to the main body. You can have subtopics on the main body as you wish, as long as they are relevant to the topic that I gave. Whereby under that you can argue that this happens in this country, this happens in this country. Then come back to Kenya and touch on it, please. And then you can also, you can argue it out using your own words. You don't have to copy and paste. Remember, technology is advanced. You make a mistake of, I'll be subjecting this to plagiarism, and if the paper goes beyond 40%, I won't accept that paper. Make sure you include something that is original from you. Make sure your research paper, at least you argue it out, convince me that you're a 4th year. Now, the next thing is about the individual cut with my team on the ground, the class reps. What we'll do, we'll agree on how to get a group cut. For the research paper, I will give my email address, my official email address, where you submit once you feel okay. Don't be in a rush. Those are 20 marks at stake. They can save you. You never know about the end of semester exam. So 10 marks, that one will agree with the group. Share your ideas, how we can handle it with the group leaders in your group. We come up with a solution, and then we chat it out, and then we see what to do with the 10 marks. Now the exam. Can I talk about the exam? The main exam. The main exam consists of the 70% marks. Where do I get them? Our exam basically consists of two parts. Initially, if you look at our past papers, they were quite bulky. We would set an exam and give you spaces to answer in. But that changed from last year because we have also to be environmentally friendly, reduce on the resources that we are using. So currently we are adopting section A, which will account for 40 marks. We'll have compulsory case studies, 40 marks. I hope I'm clear. And section B of our examination paper, I'm sure you must have, for those of you at you must have seen our supplementary paper. This format began with the last year group, the stroke 16 group. The other groups, they were doing a different format. So with the section B, we'll have 4 questions under which you choose only 2 questions, 15 marks each. So that gives me my 30 marks. And I'm done with the exam. If there's any question, the public chat is still clear. It's still open. You can still type. Instead of sending me these emojis, type something. Joker Dixon, thank you for your emoji. Now, Doreen Mukami, please, your registration number should be in the login part, not here where you are sending. So, any question, please type on the public chat. I can hear you very well. So far, I haven't seen any. I can't see any so far. So let's move on, unless there's a question. Today, I wanted us, if you look at what I've just presented on the course outline, this is these are real things that we are learning that happen right at your doorstep. There is nothing new about the environment. Even as wherever you are right now, there's an environmental challenge that you have. So don't take it to be something that you're coming in and cram and cram. If I must say this, our exam is more, it emphasizes more on application. The knowledge that we give you, how do we emphasize? So you can be assured, even if you came with your Makenya to the exam, unless you argue out the points well, your Makenya will only give you 30%, even if you wrote word for word. Any question that you get, try to apply it. We look at the application. Giving me word for word will only add 1 mark. And I'll congratulate you for that, for cramming. But once you apply, if it's a question maybe on 5 marks, you can be sure the 4 marks will come from the application. That should be very clear. Forget about those Makenyas. Forget about coming with those forms. I'm sure now that I'm sharing my notes online, mtasumbua sana. You'll come with all those forms, and you can be sure they won't help you. Our exam is normally application because environment is real, and these are real things that we are teaching you. Unless there's a question on that, which already I can see there's nothing. You're just saying that I'm clear and I'm okay. So can I very fast introduce on my topic 1? Already you have the notes with you. Do I go ahead with topic 1? Someone chat. If you're okay with the introduction, can I move on with my topic 1? Yeah, Eliud Maloba, I'm waiting for you. Someone on YouTube. Yeah, we are using YouTube because the link didn't what? On the research paper. How can I know? No, don't be too fast. On YouTube, Makori Walter, on the research paper, how can I know that another group has chosen the question which we have picked in our group to avoid repetition? This was, I communicated the group reps. Kindly the group reps, ensure that you allocate the topics yourself. My foot soldiers, please do your work on the other end. Make sure that you allocate the topics and make sure that even you, every group has a group leader. At the end of the day, the group leader should get in touch with the overall class reps so that they allocated a topic. You make a mistake of repeating the same topic, I disqualify all the groups that do the same topic. Yeah, Napitia, please, I can hear you. Yeah. Pardon, your name. Yes, my name is Dr. Saleh, Dr. Damari Saleh. Make sure that you get that very clear so that in case you have an issue with missing marks, you know whom to contact. Any other question? I'm on YouTube. What happens? Yeah, that one I've already answered. Make sure your group leader is assigned a topic that is specific to that group. I gave 61 topics. I understand already mnang'ang'ania topics for the easy topics. I am not going for that. In fact, you may think a topic is easy, but when it comes to the content, it may be harder than even that harder topic because that topic may be current. I like current information. Yeah, there are clashes in those groupings. And accidentally, you find 4 groups are picked. No, I am not going to allow that. Kindly, there is no hurry. Group leaders, get back to the class reps. Be assigned the group. The topics again. I'm not going to allow that. YouTube, not audible. I hope I'm audible now. Yeah, I can see you engaging me on YouTube. Is there any problem? Yeah, that one I've already answered. Mutua, give us format. Where? Give us your format. The format for the research paper I've just explained, and besides that, I gave a guideline. The guideline, Mutua, I don't know from who should be your class rep. Kindly get your class rep. That guideline on the research paper should have circulated in the class. Yeah, I can see they're telling me to continue, madam, on YouTube. On Kenneth, let me continue with topic 1. Topic 1, you already have the notes. Yeah, introduction is clear. Thank you, Kipchumba Dennis. Let me continue with my topic 1. My topic 1 is on environmental education. Just a minute, what about those sharing a device? How can the second person find the attendance? For those who are disadvantaged, you are sharing a device, maybe through Kololi and through Sydney. Okay, the class reps kindly. Only if you are sure, because I want to get those students themselves in person and get to tell me the problem. And I believe we have computer labs. Maybe we can make use of our computer labs. Go to the computer labs and sign in with the Moi University Wi-Fi. Try that option. But even that, yeah, that should be an option. But even that, if you really feel you are very disadvantaged, give your name and your registration number to because I'll do my research and I'll get to know why you are disadvantaged. Because for this one, you can sign using your phone. Kindly, if you know you are genuine, that you can't proceed without using someone's gadget, somehow I'll get in touch with you. Give your name and your phone number to your class rep. You should be able to reach me, and only if and if you are genuine. So let's move on. Kindly, let's make use of the university Wi-Fi. Let's make use of the university Wi-Fi. That is what we are encouraging. So let me move on. Environmental education perspective. When do we submit the research paper? Take your time, please. Take your time. Even if you bring it in, okay. For those of you, they have early bird rentals, maybe by the time you discuss in December, we can have our research paper in. I will be getting communication from your class reps once you are done, but please kindly do some good job, because some of these papers, I'll print them for auditing purposes. Don't think they'll just remain in my email. I'll have to print them. There has to be an evidence that Part 1 was administered, and that is Part 1, 20 marks. So kindly make sure you do neat work. 10 pages minimum, spacing 1.5. New times, is it what? Times New Roman or 9 New Times Roman, whatever. So can I go to my introductory class? If you look at the notes that I gave you, We've just given you some forward on why do we need environmental education, and we've just basically said, if you summarize that topic, the first part, if you summarize, basically all I'm trying to say is that environment, whatever we do affects the environment, and the environment, the impact on the environment affects us. Whatever we do, okay. Whatever we do affects the environment, and whatever the impact on the environment affects us. So it is two-way. If you want to get the best from the environment, you have to protect it. And if you want the environment to give you the best, you also have to protect it. And that is why we are here as the environmental education team, to create awareness on the environment. And this is key, and you can't escape an environmental course in your curriculum. Whichever department you go, you'll find us there. You'll find an environmentalist there waiting for you. So if I look at the first paragraph, that is basically what I'm trying to tell you, that environment affects us, and there are so many ways in which we affect the environment also. But again, there's this thing that on my paragraph 2, there's something on the agenda 21. These notes, by the way, they are the same ones we used last year. So they should be in the photocopying place for those of you who like hard copies. They're the same ones. In fact, topic 1, we hardly change anything because nothing changes with topic 1. So if you look at my second paragraph, kindly, we are talking of, I can see I know you're already getting lost when you are reading it about the agenda 21. And there's a quotation, a direct quotation from agenda 21. I'm already aware as you read that, you're already lost. So just try to understand that we are saying that we have to bring issues of environmental education into the education sector, be it formal and be it non-formal. But I'll also touch on the agenda 21 later as I go to the history. So the definition of the environment on my page 1 of the handout. Definition of page 1. Maniki, as long as you can hear me, if the video, I understand, is not playing, as long as you can hear me, that is what is important. The definition of the environment, I want to state here categorically that we do not have a universal definition of the environment. Environment means so many things to so many people, to so many organisms, depending on where you are at the moment. Environment is basically about your surrounding and how it affects the quality of your life. And that is why there is no universal definition of environmental education. And not environmental education, environment. Depending on where you are, the definition of environment can change. If you were to ask an animal, remember, the environment is not just about the human environment. It's about all the organisms on Earth. So if you went into the deep sea and you had that animal living in the deep sea, define your environment. You'll get a different definition from that animal that is living in Kalahari Desert, for instance. So the definition of environment will change depending on your surrounding. And that is why there is no universal definition. As long as you can attach all those definitions that we've given there in the handout, we have so many definitions by Solve, by Muyanda Mutebi, by Dikil, by Karembo, all those definitions. Surrounding condition which influence the behavior and development of living things by Muyanda Mutebi. Dikil says defines the environment as interaction between physical surroundings and social, political, and economic forces. All those definitions are correct, as long as they touch on how they affect the living organism at the end of the day. But if you look at our page 2, I know you already have the notes. Yes, Daktari said you don't have to send your registration number here. Okay, if you know you are sharing, you didn't send using your name, maybe we can allow them to send. For those of you who are sharing and you didn't sign in using your gadget, let's allow them to send. Be another option. In fact, that may be the option that I'll be adopting for those of you who are sharing gadgets. So, meanwhile, I'm saying we are going to adopt this definition of environment by the Odonug definition. I know by the time you joined this class, you thought that environment just meant the physical environment. If I were to ask you to come up with those research topics, I'm sure most of you will just think of the water, the air, the soil, and whatever. By the end of this lesson, and to begin us off, and any other time you see me, don't look at the environment as the physical environment only. I want you to stretch your mind and know that environment is anything that affects the quality of your life. So on the NUG, we have the four dimensions of environment. And the first one, as explained in your handout, there is the biophysical, bio for the biotic and physical for the abiotic environment. So simply the living and the non-living environment. That is the first dimension of the environment. The abiotic, the abiotic, the non-living. Now here you can talk about your water, your soil, your air, your water, your temperatures, anything that is not living but is part of the environment, your rivers and water. When it comes to the biotic, I'm talking of the living part of the environment. You and your cows and your dogs and your millipedes and your, what do I say, and your wheat and whatever, everything that is living, whether microscopic or something that you can see with your own eyes. Then the second dimension is now the social systems of the environment. The social systems of your environment. Here we are talking about how, as humans, we interact, or how the organisms in the environment interact, because at the end of the day, they shape our living as social beings. Like right now, I know you have clubs that you've joined. I know you have your other social interactions. You belong to a church, your religious affiliations and whatever. All those social systems, all those cultures that you have, sometimes so many of you, like when it is supposition time in Western, we lose so many students. They just have to join all those social systems, and those social interactions are part of the environment. All those cultural, religious, all those are part of the environment, your environment. Then look, the third dimension is the economic. Here we are talking of how you derive your livelihood. Like right now, yes, you are a student, but some of you, I know you are involved in other things. I know you are doing some egg selling businesses and those, you're doing a lot of photocopying, you're selling airtime. Your parents could be a teacher, some are farmers, some are whatever lawyer, all those ways of deriving a livelihood. In the process of deriving a livelihood, you find that you also interact the economic dimension of environment. Then lastly, I look at the political. You know that the political environment, this one, I don't have to say it, it is very much alive. Either right now you are Keleweke or you are Tangatanga, or you are neutral like me. So all those political systems, you know that the political systems, they make all the bills, they decide how our resources will be distributed in the country. They decide who gets who and who gets what. They are the ones who decide how to advance in terms of, they affect both the economic, the biophysical, and the whatever, because their decisions are very important in our life, in our lives all through. So out of that, unless you have a question which you can send on the public chat lately, of which I'm seeing nothing. I can see there is no question so far, meaning I'm very clear. Thank you, team. So let's move on. There's that diagram, and you can see all the arrows. You cannot separate the biophysical environment from the social environment, from the economic environment, and the political environment. You cannot separate. You cannot say today I am dealing with the political environment. No, the political environment will still need the physical and the biophysical environment, and they are interwoven. So as you look at that diagram, you can see that the arrows are facing each other, and all of them face the environment. The environment is at the center of everything. Kindly correct that arrow that is facing from the political to the environment. They should be facing both sides. That political decisions affect the environment, and the environment affects political decisions. I can see there are no questions. Hoping that I'm still audible. If I'm not audible, I'll on the public chat. So on environmental education, what is environmental education? What is environmental education? Environmental education, again, has been defined by many people differently. So many definitions that we've given. Don't cram these things, just understand. But if I were to look at that definition of most important is that definition by UNESCO Tbilisi Declaration of 1977. And if I were to read that definition right from where I sit, it says that it's a learning process that increases people's knowledge and awareness about the environment and associated challenges, develops the necessary skills and expertise to address the challenges, and fosters attitudes, motivations, and commitments to make informed decisions and take responsible action. That is Tbilisi Declaration 1977. Of course, most of you are not born 1977. So here we are not. So here, I know you are locked. That's right. As long as you can hear me, as long as you can hear me, that is what is important. If there's anything, type on the public chat. So basically, I'm saying that environmental education, as you can see, it has an history, right? That one we've gotten it from as it is from the UNESCO conference in Tbilisi, Georgia in 1977. And if you look at all those definitions of environmental education, of most important, you can see they're just talking about creating awareness, changing attitudes, giving the necessary skills and knowledge. And at the end of the day, they're talking of taking action. And if we are okay on that, I want to move on to okay. The next bit should be on environmental education concepts. I want to skip on that and maybe dwell on first the objectives of environmental education. The objectives of environmental education, if you are with me. And these objectives, you have all these notes. These objectives, why I want to look at them first is because they lead to the concept and they also lead to the goals. The goals are just gotten from the objectives, and also the concept is only again gotten from the environmental education objectives. But meanwhile, before I get there, there's this bit on why environmental education should be taught to teacher trainees. Why are we teaching environmental education to you as teacher trainees of Moi University? Why do you need to know the environment? After all, it is not a teaching subject. No. Ohoko Joseph, I sent notes separately on topic 1 and 2. A soft copy, unless you are reading from a different script, it should have been shared by my reps. Kindly stick to what the reps are sharing because some topics, the content may change. In fact, not may, will change. As we move on, the content will change. So stick to what I'm sharing for this particular group. So why as teacher trainees, you are a teacher. After all, you teach physics. After all, you teach math. After all, you teach Kiswahili. So why am I here wasting my time trying to teach you about the environment? It is because you cannot escape the environment. All those activities, all those physics and math and whatever, you need people, and those people live in the environment. So for that matter, basically summarized into 3 reasons why, as a teacher trainee, we need to teach you the environment. And first and foremost, because as a teacher, you are part of the environment. You live and you are part of the environment, and therefore you interact with the individual, at an individual level, with whatever you do affects the environment, either positively or negatively. So you're part of the environment. That one you cannot escape, and that is where you need to know about. I need to create awareness on you and why you need to know about the environment. Then the second reason is because you are role models. Teachers, you are role models. Okay, as much as we don't earn much, but there is that respect we command in the society. When someone calls you madam, mwalimu, even right now, having gone through your TP, I'm sure some of you are referring me to as mwalimu, madam. Tell me any other career right there in your community whereby those involved in it are not known by their names. Being a role model to your learners. Remember, we start impacting on these learners when they are young, right from ECD all the way to university, like I'm interacting with you. And depending on how I'll carry myself here, you may have a very wrong attitude about the environment, or you may even change your perspective. So I'll impact on you positively or negatively. And again, it also depends on your attitude, as we shall see, and objectives. Your attitude, again, I cannot change your attitude. My wish is to change your attitude. But if you are just a pessimist, there's nothing I can do. We'll go through this together. But at the end of the day, you just come out being a pessimist, and I won't change your attitude. You'll only do the exam for the sake of it, get your A or whatever, get your supplementary, and life continues. So as a role model, remember, like for instance, when I was in nursery school, when I was being taught basic math, and my math teacher, my nursery school teacher told me that 2 plus 2 is 4. When I got home and maybe my elder siblings or my mom told me that 3 plus 1 is also 4, I would go back, I would try and tell that, my mom that you are wrong. The teacher didn't say that. Mwalimu hakusema hivyo. That respect that we command right at the formative age of a child is very important. You are role models. Some of you are teachers because you liked the teaching profession right from secondary, even though some of you found yourself here by default. Maybe ulipata A ya Mwakenya na huku manage engineering. I'm sorry about that. Unge manage engineering, so you find yourself in education where you can manage. I'm aware why I'm making this joke is because the kind of exam that you sat. Vile A zilikuwa mingi. I'm sorry to say about it. And we could not accommodate you all in the super courses, what they call the super courses. But thank you for choosing education, and thank you for choosing Moi University. Can we move on? So the third thing is about the third concept about teachers being role models in the society where you live in. Teachers are viewed very highly. You go to most of the committees right at your local community, you'll find a teacher. You'll find even teachers, the politicians reaching out on teachers so that they can move the agenda. You go to the churches where you are. You'll find when you wanasimamia, they're teachers. So you are really that being commanding a lot of respect from the society. You end up being a role model. So whatever you say, they say mwalimu fulani amesema, and they believe you are very knowledgeable. So from this, kindly, let's have a positive impact. Let me go to the objectives now. If you look at the objectives, the first objective is on awareness. Awareness, individuals and communities to acquire an awareness of and sensitivity to the total environment and its associated problems. You can see the word total environment. By total environment, I'm talking of those dimensions that I talked, the biophysical, the social, the economic, and the political. And maybe to expand on the biophysical, I'm sorry about this, maybe to expand on the biophysical, we know that we have the four spheres, the environmental systems. The first one being the atmosphere, the four spheres of the environment, the atmosphere, the gaseous part of the environment, the lithosphere, that is the upper part of the environment, and the upper part of the Earth's crust that supports life, the lithosphere. Then we have the hydrosphere, the water part of the environment, and then we have the living part of the biosphere. I think I'm right. I've talked about the total environment. So biosphere, lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere, all those are what we call the environmental systems. And that is including all those now social, political, and whatever. Then that makes the total environment. So the next thing, after creating awareness, like what I'm doing here, creating awareness. By the end of this lecture, you'll have known so many things about the environment that you didn't aware. And unless you are aware of something, then you cannot do anything about it. You have to know it first. So the other thing is about knowledge, to impart basic understanding of the functioning of the environment and its problems and the human role in it. In other words, after you are aware that this is the environment, we need to impact on it positively. Then now we give you the knowledge. By the end, if you look at our topic, by the end of this course, we'll have given you some knowledge on how to deal with some of the environmental challenges that we face. Once we are going through the waste management, you will know this is how waste is to manage this waste. As we go through the for instance, topic 7, the global environmental issues, you'll also have known climate change and how you can mitigate the same. All that is knowledge that you can use and which we are expected to use after this course. The third objective is the attitude now. The attitude, as you come into this class, some of you just want to do this course and finish and go whatever they want to do. But I am here to impact on your attitude on a positive note, such that even as you go and manage the environment, knowing that you're part of it and you cannot escape, you can't escape it, and that also other people are watching you as a graduate of university, watching you at an individual level, as Ooko and Cheruiyot and Moirai. Tafadhali. So then the fourth is about skills. Any question? I'm not seeing any question on the public chat, meaning I'm very clear. Someone tell me, am I very clear? The fourth objective on environmental education is the skills. The skills to acquire relevant skills needed in identifying and solving environmental problems. After giving you the knowledge, remember knowledge, we've only told you this is what happens, but now again, you'll get the skill. As we move on from the topics that I've just highlighted on our course outline, you'll have known that if I do this, that you can. Thank you, Timothy Kololi. I can see you're following. Okay, on my YouTube channel, am I audible enough? Simon Omwamba, someone type something. Am I okay on YouTube? So the skills after knowing, then now you know that this is a skill that I can use to improve the environment. And this one will do it as we move on. Then the last objective is on participation. Participation, in other words, we are telling you that take the appropriate active. Be active, take the appropriate action in solving the environment. Do something, participate, whether as an individual, as Namisi or an individual as Ankao, Alex Mungai Nyaga, as an individual or even collectively, either as a school, as a family, as a church, or wherever, whatever you're involved in. Now, back after introducing you to the objectives of the environmental education, if you look at the conceptualization of environmental education, if you look at that concept, they are just basically pulled from the objectives. Number 1, acquire knowledge, skills, and attitudes. Number 2, education acquired improves environmental awareness. Number 3, the awareness stimulates concern and strong feelings. That is attitude. Then the strong feelings makes a person to be committed. And then after you are committed, you act as an individual or collectively. So basically, if you read the objectives first, then you won't need to cramp the other bit. Then again on the goals again, if you look at the goals of environment, they just been pulled out from the objectives again. Only that they are summarized into 3. But as you can see, we are just using the same words. Foster clear awareness. Provide every individual an opportunity to acquire knowledge. Then to create new ways of behavior. I mean, if you read the objectives first, then I don't think there should be any question on the goals. The guiding principles of environmental education. The guiding principles of environmental education, kindly, if you look at that, we have 12 points or principles. These were as they were on Tbilisi again in 1977 as adopted by Tbilisi. And if you read all of them, kindly, I'm asking you that on your own time, because you have the notes, go read all of them. And whatever point you do not understand, bring it up in class. First thing, the first session will be on questions on topic 1, so that I can expound on it. But please, I'm asking you with environmental education, don't cram, understand the concept. Don't cram these things that mpaka mwandike mwa Kenya kwa math, tafadhali. No, just understand. No one will tell you to download all these 12 points. But someone can ask you to expound on it, to explain on it, or to make it applicable. So kindly read them. If I now go to the historical development of environmental education, I don't want you to come on all these things. I don't want to cram on all these conferences that we've mentioned here. For the sake of this class and this course, I want us to just, we are not here to do history. So we are, basically, I want us to look at just those conferences that were important. And first and foremost, I must say that in most cases, environmental conferences are held, mentioned that they are what? They are named according to the city in which they were held. They are named either according to the person or the city in which, in rare cases, the person who headed the team, but in most cases, the city in which they were held. So, of most important, I want us to look at the 1972 Conference on Human Environment. The 1972 on Human Environment. This week was very important because it is the one that established the International and Educational Education Program, the IEEP. Write in your notes. It is the outcomes of that conference is that we had the IEEP, International Environmental Education Program, under that conference, which was, it is usually known as the Stockholm Conference. Stockholm is in Sweden, as I've mentioned, according to the city in which they were held. In 1972, all of you definitely were not born, maybe your own parents. So, what were the outcomes? The IEEP, and again, UNEP, it recommended that an international body, UNEP, be created to steer environmental matters. And UNEP, we all know, the international office, it is hosted in Kenya, Gigiri. We should be proud of that we are hosting such an important body. UNEP, United Nations Environment Program. UNEP, Kenya is the hosting country of that body. So those were the recommendations of the Stockholm Conference on Human Environment, or the United Nations Conference on Human Environment, which you can also call the Stockholm Conference of 1972. I also want to look at the 1975 conference which was held at Belgrade, 1975, Belgrade. And this one was specifically on environmental education, according to the recommendations by the Stockholm Conference in 1972. So we are in 1975, Belgrade. And what did Belgrade do? Belgrade, basically, those things that I've been talking about, the objectives, the goals, the guiding principles, and the targets, the target groups, formal and non-formal. What the Belgrade Charter did, it just proposed. The word is proposed. It's right in your notes. The word is proposed, 1975, proposed all those guiding principles that you can see there, proposed all those objectives, proposed the goals, and also the target groups who are supposed to be, who are the target groups for this particular environmental education. This one strictly was on environmental education. Then the next bit is on the next one. I want us to jump from 1975 to 1977, the Tbilisi now declaration or the Tbilisi conference, the 1977, the Intergovernmental Conference on Environmental Education in Tbilisi, in Tbilisi kindly. This one is very important specifically on environmental education. So many countries attended, I understand Kenya was also represented. And the most important thing about this Tbilisi is that it adopted. The word here is adopted. Remember, I talked about proposing in 1975 in Belgrade. But with Tbilisi now, we have adopted whatever was proposed in Tbilisi. So not the conferences that I'm emphasizing on. I don't want us to cram anything here, frankly. So I moved from 1972A. I'm off. Why? Oh, my screen. Someone type. Can you hear me? Am I okay? Someone type on the chat, please. My screen is disappearing. Someone type. Yeah, Sebastian. Oh, thank you. If you can hear me, my screen is back also. On YouTube, am I okay? YouTube. Am I okay on YouTube or I lost you? Someone type on YouTube if I'm okay. So meanwhile, 1977, we have adopted. In Tbilisi, we have adopted those guiding principles, write in your notes, those objectives, write in your notes, and all those goals. We've adopted them. That is Tbilisi, the Tbilisi Conference on Environmental Education. I want to move from that. For those who did not attend this class, wacha waendelee kukram. But after that, let's move on to 1987. 1987, about the World Commission on Environment and Development. The World Commission on Environment and Development. Yeah, we are together. Thank you. I can see we are together on both. Yeah, Masike, yes, thank you. So in 1987, remember I've jumped 1978, 79, 80, and whatever. In 1987, we have the Brundtland Commission, or the World Commission on Environment and Development. The Brundtland was the head of that commission. Just like the way we have all those commissions, the Mackay Commission, the Ndungu report, and whatever. So Brundtland was the name of that, the head of that commission, the chair, and it was a Germany. And of most important, this is a very big document called Our Common Future. And of most important, what I want us to pick up from this document is just the issue on sustainable development, our topic 4. Frankly, that is where issues on sustainable development were discussed and came up. That is the most important about that. Otherwise, I want to look at now at the 1992 conference, which is very important. Yes, I can see I'm super okay. Peter Maniki, thank you. Elite Maloba, 21st century. We are EMP401 we lead, the rest follow. So in 1992, I want to emphasize on this conference on the United Nations Commission on Environment and Development in Rio de Janeiro. Rio de Janeiro, all of us are footballers here. We know it is in Brazil in 1992. And mostly you'll find it being called the Rio Summit, the Earth Summit, in most cases, the Earth Summit. Earth Summit, why? It is because so many countries attended. So many countries attended, Kenya being one of them. And that is why it is referred mostly as the Earth Summit. And what were the outcomes of this summit? Write in your notes. I want us to emphasize on the important outcomes here. As you can see, there were 5 working documents that came up out of that document. And I mean, out of that conference, of most important here is the Agenda 21. Remember your first page, there was Agenda 21. Now you're asking yourself as you read, what is this Agenda 21? Remember, we are 1992. Agenda 21 means the 21st century. We are not yet into the 21st century, so we are looking at ways in which we'll tackle the problems as we move on into the 21st century. And so, if you look at chapter 36 of that Agenda 21, that is what deals with environmental education. That is what deals with environmental education. If you look at the other document, the Rio Declaration itself, I think it has about 23 principles. I'm not telling you to cram these things. But if you look at principle 19, that is the principle that touches on environmental education. Then other documents that came up, like the statement on forest principles, that states that every country must have 10% of its forest cover, of its land covered with forests, but it is not binding. It is not binding, and that is why it has not been actualized. Starting with our own country, Kenya, we are not on 10% forest cover. The other document, the third document, is the United Nations Convention on Climate. Actually, it's called the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. This one, very important, as we shall see in topic 7. It is what later became the Kyoto Protocol on issues to do with climate change. Proposed or working document came up in 1992. And then finally, we have what have I missed on? There are 5, the Biodiversity Treaty. The Biodiversity Treaty, again, in the same working document, as we shall mention it in our topic 7 on biodiversity loss. After that, maybe I just mentioned something on the 2002 Summit on Sustainable Development, because we shall also look at it in our topic 4 on sustainable development. For those of you who joined early enough, I went through the course outline. Why are people leaving? I can see my users are reducing every other time. So maybe, unless there's a question, I want to end this class believing that I've gone through our topic 1 kindly. If there are any concerns, raise them up with your group rep, or the group reps have their number. We normally do chat. If there's any question, type it here before we end this session. I believe I've gone through topic 1, and then we prepare for topic 2 on Monday. On Monday, our official hours, actually this is a borrowed hour from EDU 499 as a makeup, and you know it. And again, as a way of testing the online teaching, which I can see it is perfect for all of us. Let's continue to keep our social distancing and support this exercise. So unless there is a question, yes, like I'm waiting for Kimnetich is typing, Aguano is typing on YouTube. Anyone who is typing the lesson, yes, you're okay. Can we get the materials for the history? You don't, Peter Charlo, just stick to my notes. Don't read too much on history. You must be an historian. like the one for Rio. These things are on the internet and you're on Wi-Fi, more university Wi-Fi. If you want to know about the Art Summit, Rio de Janeiro, kindly you can Google these things. You want to know more. Thank you for your hunger for knowledge, Peter Chalo. Givinci, yes, okay. Who else happened? Do I have a question here? The lesson is very interesting. We love it. Thank you for your compliments. Getting you very well. Thank you. I'm on YouTube. Yeah, I can see we are doing fine. Kindly, stima imepotea. So I think we should end the class. Sikujua hivyo imepotea hapo huko kwenu. Stima imepotea huko kwenu. So okay, actually if you have lost power, then maybe we should end this class. I think we are done. But as you can see from our course outline, hii ni buffet. At some point, you'll find someone doing east is floating. But at some point, you'll find someone doing east is enjoying the class. The same way, mtu mwenye unafanya math, I mean chemistry, you'll find some things are interesting, like topic 6. Utakuwa na assuming, but at some point, you'll find that also floating in some topics. So it is actually in a buffet. Let's try to sample everything. Yes, kindly let's increase the number of participants. Yes, it is about to increase them colonly. Share these links. Remember, at the end of the day, I'm entitled to give a register to the university as for auditing purposes that I was actually teaching. For those who will attend, I cannot force anyone to attend. So for those, maybe somehow, under the public chat, I'll communicate with the class rep. Under the public chat, please, kama unajua you are sharing your gadgets, then I'll capture your name under the public chat and your registration number, only if you are sharing. Yeah, class has been awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, we'll meet as we invigilate the exam, because I can see so far we are doing well. So you can spread the gospel that online teaching is real. Let's actualize this. Plenty presentation. Yes, thank you. On YouTube, are you recommending me, Emma Mendoka? Wife, are the roles and okay, power is lost, madam is challenging. This challenging. Kindly send us the video. Thank you. Yeah, I can share the video later. Okay, so let's end this class. I can see there is no power. Thank you so much. Let's work together. Any challenges, kindly address them to your class reps and trust me to do my best to deliver as I trust you to cooperate. Thank you so much, class. You can start leaving. I want to see how you'll be leaving. You can start leaving now. I'm through the class. I'm watching you as you leave. Thank you. I can see you are leaving. Thank you.